Well, I'm live. Get my safety vest straightened out here. Everybody ought to be wearing their safety vest. I hope everybody will jump in here and we'll discuss things and see if we can't straighten out this world. Hopefully, we can. I'm going to try to see what we can come up with here. Hey, Kevin, how are you? I hope you've had a chance to vote. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Joey. Well, I got my safety vest on. I guess everybody ought. That's our new apparel and everything we ought to be wearing. I didn't get to go to the rally. It wasn't far from here. It was down in Gastonia. Just of course the area, Jamie. It was just right in between here and Charlotte for me. But boy, the crowd was big, so I couldn't fight the crowd. I was under the weather a little bit anyway. Yeah. Oh, I voted. I voted 2 weeks ago, so I voted a long time ago. No, I'm not hunting. Just wearing the official garb, wearing the official vest for Trump. You got your felon hat. Yep, yeah. Get your felon hat and your vest on. That's what everybody ought to wear to poll day. Wear your safety vest. And that way you can speak volumes that way. Yeah. Well, I hope they do. Yeah. I got to be yeah, all of us garbage guys, we got to stick together. Yeah, we have to make sure that the person that actually has worn these things. I've worn these for years. I've worn these for years because of the occupation that I've had. Yep. I hope everybody's jumped out there. Yeah. I've I've uh, I've had to this symbolizes what Trump's about, the working man, and that symbolizes the real world out there. And I think people ought to take heed to that. I think you ought to say this guy is for the working guy. He's for the common guy. They can say what they want to about, oh, I came from a middle class. Bull. She never came from a middle class. Her mom and dad both are college professors. They came from the liberal class. That's what she ought to say. I came from an ultra liberal class. It wasn't she grew up a middle class. She grew up as a ultra liberal thinking person. And that's the huge difference between her and Trump. You know, the liberalism, I mean the wokeness. I mean, look what has happened. I think people ought to, and I pointed this out to some liberal guy. I said, do you want girls competing with guys in sports? No. Do you want girls to have to defend themselves in a bathroom? No. Do you want uh, inflation to continue on? No. But all these things added together. Do you want the immigration to continue flowing like it has been? No. Well, if you say no to all those things, then you are definitely a yes for Trump because that's what he's involved with. They are involved with all the other crazy things. I mean, it is such a cut and dry, a yes and no answer. I don't understand. And I mean, so many people want to say, well, she'll be the first woman black president. I could care less. I don't care about skin color. I don't care about gender. I care about policy. I'm a policy person. People, I've said this once before. I said, I remember somebody talking about a football team. They said they had two quarterbacks on their football team. One was a real nice guy, said he was friendly to everybody and everybody liked him. but he didn't. He was not an effective quarterback. Then they had this other guy. He was arrogant. He had all the girls. He would run his mouth, all this kind of stuff. But he was a winning quarterback. Well, which quarterback did you think the team wanted? They wanted the guy that would win. They didn't care about how nice somebody was. They want somebody that's going to win. You want somebody that can do what they say they can do. You want somebody to stick to the policy and get the policy done. You're not after, oh, he had a mean tweet. I could care less. I don't care what he calls somebody, give them a name or a nickname. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is, being able to put groceries on the table, being able to buy fuel at a decent price, have an economy that strives, quit buying all these foreign items, unless they comply with, putting workers to work in the United States. And that's what we got to have. Sorry about that. My nose is itchy. I've had a cold this week, and I'm drying out, and in the process, it makes me have this hacky cough, and then I'm just kind of coughing about. But I hope everybody's doing good. Yeah, I saw what Tim Walsh is just an idiot. I mean, you talking about an idiot. The guy, they wanted to make him manly. Well, he didn't even know what a pick six was when they were playing that football game. Talked about a pick six, that she's a good pick. I don't know. Crazy. Couldn't load a shotgun. I know how to load a shotgun. I can tell you that. I got a double gauge. I mean, double barrel. Can't even say what I'm trying to say. I got a double barrel 12 gauge, and yeah, I can load it quick because I have to kill the varmints out here every once in a while. I get a wild raccoon or foxes. I got some foxes that get out here, or really the coyotes, the ones you got to watch. We got some coyotes that get out here. They sound wicked at night. I tell you, a little bitty animal, but they do sound wicked. Yeah, I know. The Democrats keep stepping all over themselves. They think that they're trapping Trump. They think they're trapping Trump. They did that Liz Cheney thing the other day. All he was saying is Liz Cheney is a warmonger. Said, how would she like to have those guns pointed at her? And they twisted around it. Oh, he's calling for her to be killed. He didn't once say anything about killing her or all that junk. They twist the words. He was talking about, her and her dad were always eager to send young people to their death and everything, to, off in foreign wars. But would she like to be over there? No. She's in her ivory tower. Her and her dad both. They've colluded with all these military industrial complex people. I mean, it was common knowledge. He was in Halliburton for years. He was a millionaire because of Halliburton, and gave Halliburton contracts and everything when they had all these wars. He's the guy that said we've got to get rid of all this stuff in Iraq because they've got weapons of mass destruction, which they didn't. We destroyed a country and destroyed all their culture because of those idiots claiming a war. I mean, the war was never against Iraq. Iraq didn't do crap. We would be in better shape right now if Saddam Hussein was still alive and in charge, and they make peace with him, and instead of killing all those people over there hate Americans. They hate Americans. I mean, we've destroyed all their culture, and and you're going to ruin their country. I mean, you can understand if somebody would come over here to the United States and just ruin the United States like that, we would hate them too. But we've got these war mongrels. They think that that's the way to go. We got to keep bullets. We got to keep, making these bullets and doing all these things. I mean, I am a defense guy. I want a strong defense, but I don't want to go start a war. We got people that want to start wars. They want to stir it up. They have been doing it for years. And, that's what we've ended up with. Oh, I know. Yeah. Coyotes. Yeah. You can hear them off in the background. I was outside the other night and there was a coyote and what gets you is their volume of their cry is so loud. I mean, it's not like it's a small cry. I mean, it sounds eerie. So yeah, I've got the coyotes out here, but it is what it is on that. I don't worry about them. Yep. Yeah. Give me a thumbs up, guys. Give me the old thumbs up if you can. And, we'll try to do our best to promote the right thing out here. I like to, like I said, that's why we're wearing the vest today and everything. And also, guys, I'm going to be back on the air today. I don't know how many have actually tuned in, but starting at noon today, I'm going to be on. Let me promote myself here. My radio show. It's JukinOldies.com. There is the go on that and you can download the app on your iPhone or Android. You can get a JukinOldies.com. But starting at noon today, I'll be on the air from noon to 3 playing the oldies. Now, if you're not big into oldies and everything, I can understand. And when I play the songs from the 60s and 70s, mainly 60s and 70s, I play some 80s, play some tunes that are called beach tunes or shag tunes over here in the Carolinas. That's what I'm playing. So that's what I'll be doing from noon to 3 today. Oh yeah, I tell you what, you get all these crazies. Yeah, you get all these crazies out there, and usually you look at the guy that does the attacking or whatever like that, Scott, and they're weird looking people. I mean, they got you can look at them and tell that they got weird ideology. Hey, Bull of the Woods. All right. Well, I'm glad you're able to tune in from Oregon. At least you got an hour extra sleep and you didn't have to get up as early. And but we probably lost the Australian listeners and everything. I have a couple Australian and Austria. I have a couple of people overseas because of the change of our time again, changing back. We're an hour later getting them, so that throws them off, especially especially the ones in Australia. That puts it way into the early morning for them. Yeah, I know. There's all kind of crazy things going on with these ballot boxes. I think that's the most absurd thing anyway, is to have a drop-off ballot box thing. I mean, there's so much chance for. I mean, when you go to vote, they check your ID. They do in North Carolina, and when we had to show our ID, they make sure that you're a citizen, and they make sure that you are who you say you are, and that's the way it should be. This drop-off stuff is so bizarre. I mean, that's like they're saying, well, we're going to count those votes too, even though we didn't verify them. That's the way you're doing your illegal immigrants coming in. You don't know who they are. So drop off and mail in ballots, I think, ought to be disqualified. I do not think people ought to have mail in ballots. I mean, if you can't vote at a polling place, I'm sorry, I don't think you ought to vote. I mean, maybe there are some extreme things, but if there are, there ought to be more checks and balances. to the mail-in ballots and the drop-off ballots. I mean, the checks and balances are just not there because they're not going to check every signature. And then there was some other thing I saw the other day where somebody questioned some, and it was from a group in Arizona that had been hired by the Harris campaign to pre-register people, and those people were registering dead people and all kind of crazy things, and then getting ballots out for them. And they noticed it because it all had the same signature. But I mean, those things are happening. Those things are happening. Yeah, you need to show up and vote. That ought to take priority. And that ought to take priority because we've got to be able to validate what we're doing. And when you let in unvalidated votes, I just think that's absurd. I mean, how can the weight of a validated vote count as much as an unvalidated? And these mail-in and drop box things are unvalidated. I mean, what's the purpose of having all these people asking your name, and you have to check all these things off? You have to go from station to station to be checked off, and then they let you vote. That's the way it is in our state anyway. I mean, you go up to the front desk and they ask your name, they pull up your name, your address, you show them your ID. Then you go to the next station and they check off the fact that you are what they said. Then they give you a ballot, and then you fill out your ballot. And our state uses a paper ballot that counts. In other words, you actually mark it. You're not pulling the lever or anything like that. And I like that. I think you should be able to mark each individual person on there. And that to me is the legitimate way of voting. And then the counting machine, it slides through, it counts your vote immediately. And that's the way it should be done. Hey, Renegade, how are you? Yeah. Renegade's chat. I'm gonna have to give Renegade a thumbs up. His channel is really growing, guys. Everybody have to check out Renegade. He's doing a fantastic job. He's up to about 16,000, I think now, aren't you, Renegade? His channel is really kicking butt out there, doing good. And he surpassed me. I'm kind of stalled at 12,000, but I don't care. I'm laid back. I don't work my channel like I used to. I'm doing a lot of projects, and I need to get out there and do it. I guess I'm just lazy, and I do the one. I do the one thing on Sunday, and that's all I'm doing. I'm enjoying it though. I do this for enjoyment. I don't do it as drudgery. And when you get out and do all these videos, it gets to be work. And I'm retired, so I guess that's one reason I do less and less of the other videos. Every once in a while I get a wild hair and I want to go do some. But hey, Jim, how are you? But every once in a while I get out there and do some videos, and y'all gotta excuse me. My cough and cold are still lingering on, but I'm gonna get out here and just do what I'm gonna do, and I hope everybody votes. I guess I'm gonna have to cut this short again. As y'all can tell, my voice is diminishing a little bit. The old running out of air is my situation I've got now. and I hate to be coughing on the air. I'm reading some of these things. Yeah. Me. Well, guys, I hate to cut it short, but I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna have the breath today, as you can tell. And I'm coughing up a storm here, and but I think everybody's got the gist of what I'm wanting to have done. Get out and vote. Vote the right way. Wear your vest. Show everybody how you're proud of America. Make America great again. And y'all get out there and do what you're supposed to do on Tuesday. If you hadn't already, you have, like I said, vote early, vote often. Do as much as you can to help the cause. Guys, I'll see you because I'm getting where I can't talk right now. I'm getting this cough is drying me up and kind of got my voice. So I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all take care. Get out and vote. Let's make America great again. We'll say it that way. Let's go, America. Let's make it great again. Let's get out and vote. Let's do our thing. See you guys.